Born in East Finchley, Middlesex, Michael formed the pop duo Wham! With Andrew Ridgeley in 1981. Their first two albums, Fantastic and Make It Big, reached #1 on the UK Albums Chart and the US Billboard 200. Their hit singles included Wake Me Up, Before You Go Go and Last Christmas. Their tour of China in 1985 was the first by a Western popular music act, and generated worldwide media coverage. Michael's first solo single, Careless Whisper, in 1984, reached #1 in over 20 countries, including the UK and US. The singles A Different Corner and the Aretha Franklin duet I Knew You Were Waiting For Me also reached #1. Michael's debut solo album Faith in 1987 topped the UK Albums Chart and stayed at #1 on the Billboard 200 for 12 weeks. It sold 25 million copies worldwide, and the singles Faith, Father Figure, One More Try and Monkey reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Michael became the best-selling music artist of 1988, and Faith was awarded Album of the Year at the 1989 Grammy Awards. Michael continued his success throughout the 1990s. His second solo album, Listen Without Prejudice Volume 1, 1990, peaked at #1 in the UK and #2 on the US Billboard 200. It included the Billboard Hot 100 #1 Praying for Time and the worldwide hit Freedom. 90 Inches. In 1991, George sang a live duet with Elton John of the hit Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me that was also a transatlantic #1. Despite of George's musical success, he was in a battle with the press over his private life, and despite the advice of his record company, came out as gay in 1998. George was an active LGBT rights campaigner and HIV/AIDS charity fundraiser. His personal life, drug use and legal troubles made headlines, following an arrest for public lewdness in 1998 and multiple drug-related offenses. The 2005 documentary A Different Story covered his career and personal life. Michael's 25 live tour spanned 3 tours from 2006 to 2008. In 2004, Michael said, "I used to sleep with women quite a lot in the Wham! Days, but never felt it could develop into a relationship, because I knew that emotionally, I was a gay man. I didn't want to commit to them, but I was attracted to them. Then I became ashamed that I might be using them. I decided I had to stop, which I did when I began to worry about AIDS, which was becoming prevalent in Britain. Although I had always had safe sex, I didn't want to sleep with a woman without telling her I was bisexual. I felt that would be irresponsible. Basically, I didn't want to have that uncomfortable conversation that might ruin the moment, so I stopped sleeping with them." George fell into a coma in 2011 during a bout with pneumonia, but later recovered. He performed his final concert at London's Earl's Court in 2012. George Michael died in bed in the early hours of Christmas Day morning of heart disease in 2016 at his home in Goring-on-Thames, Oxfordshire, at the age of 53. He was found by his partner Fadi Fawaz. In March 2017, a senior coroner in Oxfordshire attributed Michael's death to dilated cardiomyopathy, with myocarditis and a fatty liver. Owing to the delay in determining the cause of death, Michael's funeral was held on 29 March 2017. In a private ceremony, he was buried at Highgate Cemetery in North London on one side of his mother's grave. His sister Melanie, who was the beneficiary of George's estate, also died after him 3 years to the day and is buried on the other side of the cemetery. In the summer of 2017, a temporary informal memorial garden was created outside Michael's former home in the Grove, Highgate. The site, in a private square that Michael had owned, was tended by fans for approximately 18 months until it was cleared. In March 2019, Michael's art collection was auctioned in England for £11.3 million. The proceeds were donated to various philanthropic organisations Michael gave to while he was alive. George Michael's estate upon death was valued at an enormous wealth of £97 million, and his estate was left to his sisters, his father and friends. It did not include bequests to either Fawaz or to his former partner, Kenny Goss. In 2021, following legal proceedings, the trustees of Michael's estate entered into a financial settlement with Goss. At the time of his death, Michael was estimated to have sold between 100 million and 125 million records worldwide. As a solo artist, he sold an estimated 100 million records, making him one of the best-selling music artists. He is estimated to have sold up to 30 million records with Wham! His debut solo album Faith sold more than 25 million copies. George Michael remains one of the most successful selling artists of all time and dominated the charts for 25 years. We hope you have enjoyed this life story, and remember to subscribe to get notified when we post a new story. Goodbye for now.